The India versus South Africa series is level 1-1. There are certain issues, notably the number 5 situation, Washington Sundar's role clarity, and then the bowling. But on Washington Sundar, there is a big issue as to there has to be some clarity over him. Is he a bowler who can bat or a batter who can bowl? Now, in this series, when you look at it, he's hardly bowled. In the previous ODI, he bowled 4 overs. Ravichandran Ashwin, speaking on his YouTube channel, has urged Gautam Gambhir this particular advice. The advice that he's giving when it comes to Washington Sundar and his role clarity is, treat Sundar as a bowler who can bat. You have to bowl out his overs. Look at Washington Sundar when he began. He primarily was a power play bowler who could get through and bowl properly. Now, you're seeing this obsession of making Washington Sundar a batter, and his core skill of bowling has been sidetracked. Yes, he did bowl overs in the test matches, but then that was also too low. You have to treat him as a bowler and get through his quota of 10 overs, because what is that going to happen? The danger is that if he bats and bowls a few overs, he'll keep searching for who he is. 20 years ago, I think we had a similar situation with Irfan Pathan. Irfan Pathan, bowling-wise, when you look at it, until 2004, he was supreme. 2005, he became a better bat, but his bowling regressed in a big way. And that was the major criticism in the Greg Chappell era. 20 years later, you're seeing a repeat. Is Gautam Gambhir wanting to make Washington Sundar a proper batter, or does he want him to become a proper bowler? There is just no clarity on it. And the worst part is, if he continues in this vein, Washington Sundar could very well go the way of Irfan Pathan. That is what many Indian cricket fans are worried about. Yes, his batting has helped you win games, but he's primarily a bowler. Or that is what many people want to believe. Maybe Washington Sundar doesn't believe it in that sense. Ravichandran Ashwin believes that if Washington Sundar is bowling, if he keeps bowling, he'll have a mindset of a bowler who can bat. Give proper role clarity. This is the problem with the Gautam Gambhir era. There just seems to be no clarity. White ball, you have played so many all-rounders. That is getting infested even in red ball cricket. What are you going to do now? So this is the reason why proper role clarity and communication is necessary. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3 players might go Irfan Pathan's way. One skill will benefit, the other will just regress. And that most likely is the core skill. But India have another problem. Finishing. Now, you got away by the skin of your teeth in the first ODI in Ranchi. In the second, it just wasn't possible in Raipur. Now, third ODI, similar wickets, similar dew conditions. What are you going to do? With the old ball, South Africa, after they have made it in the 34th over, they have pulled things back. And that is why India were 20-30 runs short in Raipur. Now in Vizag, what are you going to do? Not sure if they are looking at Rishabh Pant as a finisher or not. There are two options. Instead of a Washington Sundar, get a proper bat in Rishabh Pant to finish your innings off. Or get Nitish Reddy. Because Nitish Reddy kind of is in the Hardik Pandya mold. So why can't you use him in that? Rishabh Pant has not been picked for any of the ODIs. Why don't you use him as a finisher? But does he want to become the finisher? That is the role clarity which this management will have to give the players at this point in time. So Gambhir is determined to ensure Washington Sundar is the batter that you need. But what about his bowling? That is also important. If you don't bowl him through, then you're wasting a bowler. If you're batting him in the wrong position, you're wasting the slot of a proper specialist batter. It is this infuriating enigma that is ensuring that Indian cricket is always on its toes and the criticism is mounting with each and every passing day. One hopes they get their act together in Vizag. Otherwise, if this series is lost, then there will be huge question marks and whether Gambhir can be tenable even in white ball cricket. Because then T20 World Cup then becomes the benchmark. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.